Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is Live, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Payday Crime War, the new mobile version of Payday that I have been talking about once or twice in the history of the channel. Haven't mentioned it for quite a while, but I'm finally back here talking about it because there is quite a lot to discuss. It's expanded its soft launch, so basically it's launching in certain countries at a time rather than launching worldwide all at once. But the point is, it is now available for me to play in the United Kingdom, which means I get a go of the game to see what I think. I can get some gameplay for you guys, which I'm showing you on screen now. I will touch on that in just a second because it's not the best gameplay in the world, and there is a reason for that. But it's expanded into now 10 different countries. So if you play Payday or Payday 2 or whatever Payday game you want in the following countries: Spain, United Kingdom, Czech Republic, Sweden, Finland, Slovakia, Poland, Brazil, India, or Canada, you can now access it. If you go onto the App Store or the Google Play Store, whatever phone you own, you can download the game now for free. It's still in beta, but you can download it, play it, and have a good time with it. So there is a bunch of patch notes as well that come along with this. I will discuss those in just a moment, but before I do, and before we roll the intro, let me just say very quickly, this gameplay is not the best. First off, it's recorded at 720p. I have no idea why. My phone is 1080p, and I used a screen recorder to get it to work, but for some reason it recorded in lower quality. Can only apologise for that. One other issue I want to point out to Overkill very quickly: you'll see in the gameplay, there are times when I go to kill an enemy, and just because I don't quite have the upper hand, just because they get the first few shots in, it freezes my game, and I get stuck until I die, and then when I die, it catches up again, and I'm suddenly dead on the floor. Now, I thought that might have been because of the screen recorder, but I asked one of my friends who also downloaded the game. He wasn't recording, and he had the exact same issue, so clearly that's some kind of bug. You'll notice it in the gameplay, so when you see it, I apologise. So, not the best high KDR gameplay in the world, but still gameplay for you guys to watch. But without any further ado, that's enough of an intro from me. Let's get into talk about Payday Crime War and start off by rolling the intro. So Payday Crime War is finally available in some more countries, and I'm finally able to play it myself in the United Kingdom. I know that a large portion of my viewership comes from the US, so I know that a lot of you guys over there are interested to see how this game rolls and how it plays, so I do hope this gives you a good idea of what it's like. But what I'm going to do is talk about the patch notes, go through what it says, what they've added, etc., what the features are, and then at the end I will then talk about my thoughts of the game. So it's more important to get the information out on what we know, and then talk about my personal opinions at the end. So a massive article was posted up on Interactive.com. I'll leave a link to the article in the description for you to read it by yourself if you want to. But we're going to go through and sum up some of the key things that have been added in the latest patch of Payday Crime War. So it opens by saying, it's been a while, we know, we missed you too. We were eager to share all our excitement with you, but we wanted to wait until we had something exciting to show, and our team has been hard at work for months, polishing every detail and adding loads of new content. We're sorry for the wait, but the time has finally come to share the progress the team has made. Thanks for sticking with us through this process and for your amazing support so far. And then they go to detail the patch notes for the 0.9.1 update, which, as well as allowing you to play in 7 additional countries, I listed all 10 of them in total a minute ago, so you've seen all those. They have added a few new features. But let's look into the patch notes and discuss some of the big things that have been added. First off, 2 new maps have been added to the game, and the best part about them is they are not seen in any other Payday game. They are unique to this version of Payday, to the Payday Crime War mobile game. And it quotes by saying, 2 brand new PvP maps never before seen in the Payday universe. Infiltrate the new Diamond Store or beef up security as you defend the new branch bank. We have more exciting new maps planned for the future game updates, so stay tuned. Then have also added a new ranked system, which lets you become infamous as you put your skills to the test, competing with the top players around the world in elite leagues. At the end of each season, you'll gain access to exclusive rewards, including new weapons and skins to add to your character loadouts. Then there's a new quest system, which says step up your game with new daily challenges and side jobs. Completing each task earns you experience and gets you another step closer to unlocking new characters with new abilities that can mean the difference between success or defeat. We'll be looking for your feedback on the types of side jobs you're enjoying most to ensure future content is fun and meaningful, so please let us know what you think. They then have added new weapons and skins, saying sometimes you only get one chance to make an impression. With new weapons and skins to collect, you'll optimize your loadout, customize your look, and heist in style. Then just a couple more things to discuss. First off, a new leveling system. Players now have a single leveling system, which will be used across all characters to ensure that every match matters. Unlock different loadouts as you play to max out your character, and gear levels as you face down opponents, chaotic 4v4 battles. Now, I don't know what the old leveling system was like. I only played the beta about half a year ago, and I played it very, very, very little. So very little quantity time spent in the beta because I didn't have a chance to. The time it came out, I was very busy with university, so I can't compare the old leveling system, but what I've seen of it so far, I will say I quite like. And then finally, the last subheading in here is powerful characters. Each character is now more unique with exclusive loadouts and abilities to match their personality. We've simplified some of the core systems for better balancing now and in the future as new content is added. Try out different playstyles and strategize with your friends to create the perfect team. More characters will be available in the future, adding even more variety and styles to choose from. A footnote is then included at the bottom to say beta veterans can expect a few bonus rewards as a big thank you for playing and continuing to help improve the game. Rewards will include an exclusive Heister and Enforcer character skin unlock and in-game currency as tokens of our gratitude. The game wouldn't be what it is without you, and we're excited to continue working alongside players to shape the future of Payday Crime War. So I'm guessing that means that I get the stuff. I mean, I've played very little of the beta, but I mean, it hasn't told me anything to do with, you know, my association with the beta, but my phone hasn't changed since, so provided I get those skins, I will be sure to show you them at some point, provided you guys like this Payday Crime War content. That's what I'm hoping for. But that is the patch notes that have been posted for the game. So now I want to talk a little bit about what I think of Payday Crime War, because as I said, very little experience with the beta. I had very little time to get my judgments on it. I didn't have a great deal of time to actually experience the game, to see what there was to offer and to see how things played out. So the first things I've noticed, as I said, the bug you'll see in the recording where I get kind of stuck when I'm being shot, that's a little bit annoying. But what I will say is this 4v4 layout with the cops versus heisters, I really like. I have to be completely honest. My first suggestion, though, maybe might be to include different player counts, so having some 2v2s, some 4v4s, maybe some 6v6s, because it feels sometimes like the whole map and the whole fluidity of it can be a little bit hard to keep on top of because there's so little players in the game. So to just take a step back and explain how it works, on every map there are 3 safes. And those are the goals when you're playing the heist. You need to open each of the 3 safes as a heister or keep them secure as the cops. To open or stop them from being drilled, all you have to do is stand near them and it either activates the drill or jams it for whatever team you're playing on. But each of these 3 drills need to be protected or, on the other side of the coin, attacked. And basically, if you get all 3, game over, you win. If you don't get all 3, then after a certain time limit, the game will end anyway. And based on how many safes are opened and or defended, and based on how many kills your team gets, will judge who wins. So even if all 3 safes are opened on the enemy team and you're on the cops, if you kill a lot more heisters, there is still a chance you might come out on top. So I like that. It's not entirely based on the safes, but it goes back to my point. I feel like there's too many safes and not enough players. I'll find that I'll go for one safe, and then the other team's members, either I'm not able to see what they're doing, I'm too busy trying to focus on myself, but then I'll find all of a sudden, I'll look at the game halfway through and go, oh, the safe I'm defending is the only one that's still actually not been breached yet, or, you know, whatever team I'm on. It's hard to word depending on whatever team I'm playing on, but the point being, I'll find that the other 2 saves have been finished with, and I haven't even noticed in like 2 minutes, so it feels like it flows a bit too quickly, possibly. I get it's a mobile game, you don't want to be playing it for 20 minutes straight, but just maybe either take down the number of safes or have certain game modes where there's less safes or more players. Might be interesting, so you don't have to compromise the current formula, but messing around, tweaking it a bit might be a nice idea. Second off, as it said, they're going to add more characters going forward, but there are currently 4 characters on either team. We have on the heisters, Dallas, Chains, Wolf, and Hoxton, and on the enemy side, we have 4 cops. I can't remember the names of them, I'm not even going to try and name them. They're just 4 generic police officers, a couple of men, a couple of women, and they're going to add a few more later. There is a power-up as the police to play as a bulldozer. I've noted that. There hopefully will be some gameplay in the video of that. That's quite fun, although I feel like trying to aim with a shotgun is an absolute nightmare, but that might just be me because I've never played a game like this on my phones. My game history on my phone goes as far as Choices Stories You Play, Crazy Taxi, Gazillionaire, Idle Miner Tycoon, that kind of stuff, so I don't tend to play FPS games on my phone, so that might just be me not being good at the game. Probably is, so don't judge me too much if that's the case. But it works really well. I've got to be honest, I think the options of the characters and the fact they have their unique guns and stuff, that works very well. The only problem with that, the only downside is that when you open safes in the game, because yes, if you play on console, you can finally experience opening a safe, but on your phone. Basically, you can open safes in the game. You'll earn from either playing matches and winning, or you can get them from certain objectives being completed. You'll see, again, in the gameplay, it'll explain for itself, but you open a safe and it will give you either some points towards a new throwable, or a new assault rifle, or a new skin, or whatever it might be. But those weapons are unique to each character. So it may be that you get a weapon in a safe you like the look of, but you can't use it as the character you want. You might want to use, for instance, I might get this wrong, so just take it with a grain of salt, but let's say you want to use the Heavy Eagle Rifle, but you want to play as Dallas. They don't link. You have to use the Eagle Heavy Rifle with, say, Chains, otherwise you don't get to use the gun, or you don't get to play as Dallas. It's one or the other. So a little bit of a limit on the customization that I get what they're going for, though, being more unique with characters, but This is one of the things I said before, I don't like this unique style of going for certain characters having certain guns. I think if you say that certain characters are more proficient with those guns, and let, for instance, Chains have more damage dealt when using the Eagle Heavy Rifle, but still let people who play a style to use the gun, that would be a better way to do it. That's why Payday 2 is so good. There's no specific skills regarding to a character. You can use whatever gun, whatever skill set, whatever character at any one time. So maybe consider incorporating a bit of that into the mobile game. That's one of my thoughts. Next up, the maps. Honestly, like I said earlier, I honestly just wish these were on Payday 2. I really do. It sucks that the maps are so good that you want them on other platforms. I really like them. The Diamond Store is basically, again, as it might sound, a kind of reskin of the Diamond Store. I think it has a bit of Reservoir Dogs Day 1 vibes, or Day 2, however you would. The first day of Reservoir Dogs in the jewelry store. Similar vibes of that put into the original Diamond Store heist. It's kind of like a mix of the two, like the upwards floors and the more expansive layout to it. Really nice, I like that. And then New Branch Bank is just basically another reskin of the Harvest and Trustee, but flows really well. I honestly do quite like it. It's all on one floor, which is quite nice. It doesn't look like it from the outside, but everything's based on the same ground floor. Makes life a lot easier, and honestly, would be interested to see that as a heist as well. You guys know I'm a sucker for a bank heist, so I had to get that in at some point. Finally, let's talk a little bit about the microtransactions, because there is a bit of discussion that can be had here. Now, as you might have heard me say in previous videos, this is the chance for Overkill to make some serious money to help get themselves out of debt, fund Payday 3, whatever they need funding. This is where their cash cow should be going, and getting the money off the microtransactions is very, very important, and it could actually be a big difference in the future of Starbreeze and Overkill as a company. So the microtransactions, as I've seen, are actually quite nice. I have to be completely honest. They are one of those things where you can play the game quite easily without using them, but if you do want to improve your game and you do want to better yourself, get better stats, etc. for guns, you can also do that. I wouldn't say it's pay to win. It can make weapons a bit stronger from what I've seen, unless I've got that wrong, in which case, whoops, but it does seem to make you a little bit better. But I think really either way, it's one of those cases of, yeah, it makes you a little bit better off, but it's nowhere near bad enough for you to have sirens flaring, and that's the way they should be executing the game, and that's where Star Wars Battlefront 2 got it wrong, for instance. So basically, I'm quite happy with it. As far as I'm seeing in terms of currency, you get prices going from 99 pence all the way up to £99.99. You can do a currency exchange if you want. But basically, I'm quite happy with them. There's some really good options here. There's some cheap options and some expensive options for whoever wants to buy whatever you want. Even if you want to buy a tiny bit of gold, 99p is a great microtransaction to have in the game. Because the error a lot of people make with these kind of systems is having the minimum one be 8, 9, 10 pounds or dollars or whatever. Having one small like that, that's crafty, and hopefully a few people will bite up on that if they want to get a bit of extra gold, because that's not half bad. But my point is, they've been executed quite well. I like it. The fact that you can use the cash to upgrade gold, weapons, etc., your equipment, and then the gold can be used to convert into cash if you need more, so you can always get more cash with your real-life money if you want, and you can also use it to instant open any safes you might have. For instance, you do earn safes every time you win a match. You tap to drill them, they take 3 hours to open, but if you're not quite that patient, you can open right now for a certain fee of gold. So if you want to do that, you can do that. If not, wait 3 hours and let them open. It's a typical mobile game in that kind of sense. But the safe system is really good. It's just kind of sad that for console players, that's the only chance we get to open safes. But that is a matter for another day. We're not going to get into that one right now. But that sums up the key things I want to discuss with regards to Payday Crime War. Now, I'm still level 1 in the game. I did record like 4 or 5 games, so I really don't know how I'm not level 2. But I'm only a quarter of the way there, apparently. So maybe progression's a bit harder, and I haven't actually taken that into account so much just yet. But I will say, gameplay is very nice, very fluid, apart from the issue I've already discussed. The maps are really nice. Hope we see some more unique maps like that. Perhaps stretching a little bit further away from common templates, because as I said, it does seem like they've used quite a lot of heavy inspiration from Payday maps. So I'd like to see something a bit more original, like something you'd see in a Payday 2 DLC that's completely unique and not seen before. So hopefully we'll see something like that soon. And generally, the microtransactions are, I would say, manufactured very well. Use them if you want, ignore them if you want. Won't matter, you still have a good time on the game. And that rounds off my feelings for Payday Crime War so far. Now, as always, as with the console news, as with PC updates, whatever it might be, if there are new patch notes to discuss at any one point, if there's a big update that needs talking about, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be here making a video on it, discussing it for you guys. So keep an eye out on the channel. I'll let you know for any more upcoming Payday Crime War news. But in the past, you guys have liked these videos, so I'm hoping that you do continue to like them, because it's something different and it's something new. And at the minute, with the amount of radio silence we're getting from Payday 2 on console and from Payday 2 on PC, it's nice to have something fresh to talk about rather than theorizing or doing top 10 videos. You know, I like doing them, but it's good to talk about new things, so I'm glad to have some new stuff to discuss, and I hope you carry on with it. But until then, thank you all very much for watching this Payday Crime War video. If you have enjoyed it, please, as always, do consider giving it a thumbs up. It is always very much appreciated, and if you are new around here, do consider throwing on your subscribe, because it is quick, it's free, and I will always love you for doing so. And as always, I know it's a shameless plug, but I gotta say it anyway, if you do want to support the channel over on Patreon, we do have a few people over there supporting me every month. It is greatly appreciated, but donations are never expected. If you want to donate, feel free, go follow the link, donate as much or as little as you want. Again, never expected, always appreciated, and I am very grateful to anyone who chooses to do that. But until then, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next week with a brand new video, and it's just now dawned on me, I'm recording this on Friday the 9th of August. By the time this video goes live, the Ian interview will be over, the whole lock event on the Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it went off without a hitch, because I'm hoping nothing goes wrong. It's the first big event we've done since my new capture software was installed, etc. So, hoping it all goes well. So basically, retrospectively, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope I did too. I'm sure it'll be a good time, or I'm sure it was. Oh, it's weird talking about things that haven't happened yet as if they have happened. Now I understand how they feel on Doctor Who. Anyway, point being, thank you all for watching. Hope you did enjoy the live stream, and I will see you all very soon with some new content. Until then, take it easy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.